Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. Your subscriptions mean the world to me, so thank you for that. If you guys want to support the channel, please check the drop-down menu underneath the video on my YouTube channel. There's all sorts of ways that you can contact me via my social medias, booking a private reading, hitting the thumbs up button, leaving a question or a comment, liking the video, sharing it. All of those different ways are ways of supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate each and every way that you choose to do that. There's also some important things in the video description that I would like you to take into account when using my readings, just so that everybody's aware. This is the weekly for April 25th, starting on Sunday through the 1st of May. Wow, we're already getting to May 1st. Shoot. Through Saturday the 1st. So these cards are going to represent for like a day or two. It's sort of the underpinning energy of the week. It gives us a little bit of a layer to look upon as we go through the week, looking at each day. And it gives a little bit of depth to the daily readings. For those of you that this does make sense for, please take it and use it as you will. For those of you that don't, oh, that's my alarm to get up. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry. One moment. It's now 6 a.m. my time. Let me turn that off. Okay, it's off. All right. What was I going to say? So, that threw me off. Sorry, I'm still waking up, guys. I got up a little bit early and I didn't have a great night's sleep last night. Please just use this video and this reading as best you can, basically. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. And also, if you're seeing this on a date that doesn't fall within the dates that I've stated, that's okay. There still might be something in this reading for you, so you can continue to watch it. Spirit, maybe your own spirit or your guides have maybe found your way to this video for a reason, so pay attention if you feel so inclined. All right, let's get into this and see what's going on. All right, so for the beginning of the week, we have the Hermit. Major Arcana energy associated with the sign of Virgo. The Hermit is about that deep spiritual dive that we take, the long journey within, finding our light within, finding our truth within. It comes with wisdom, usually of a spiritual nature, right? It's usually a very profound nature because it is Major Arcana. So if we find ourselves like sort of, I don't know if it's seriousness is the right word, but if we find ourselves being a little bit more somber, a little bit more internal in the beginning of this week, go with it, right? Because the Hermit always has gifts. He always has understandings. He has awarenesses that he gains through going within. So I feel like for each of us, there's always an opportunity for us to do that. And in the early part of this week, we may gain some insight into who we are, where we fit in our world, how we're perceived, and that should strengthen us. It should ground us. We will be able to sort of ground into that awareness, that energy, that intelligence, and allow it to sort of guide us even through darker times or through situations that maybe sort of are confusing or frustrating or don't necessarily make sense to us. The Hermit sort of can be our guide through those situations, especially if some of us are struggling. There's an intelligence to the Hermit that comes from knowing ourselves from within. And so if there's opportunities to get to know yourself, take them as best you can, to trust yourself, do it, listen to your internal voice, that quieter voice, right? That more spiritually centered voice, the one that's maybe more focused on peace or a higher intelligence or a global collective consciousness. That's the part of us that sort of resides in the Hermit as far as I'm concerned. So find that for yourself in the early part of this week and allow that to be your guide. Let's look at the midweek. The midweek is the Queen of Swords. I love it. She's beautiful. So this is the element of air. And this would be like sort of the watery version of air. So this is the mixture of the emotions and the mind, ultimately, because it is the Queen of Swords. We saw the Queen of Cups last week. So for those of you that tune in daily, this would be a time where we get to blend that Queen of Cups that we just saw a few days ago with this analytical nature of this Queen of Swords. Truths may come about. Decisions may need to be made. We will weigh them sort of through the air element of the swords, right? We will have to find clarity, truth, and make those decisions in our lives with people at work, whatever it is, from this place of authority, right, which would be the Queen. But we will not forsake, how we feel. We'll be checking in, but we won't be allowing that to lead us, if that makes any sense. There seems to be sort of, with the Hermit being so deeply introspective and searching in a way, and then the Queen being so perceptive, right, and analytical, to me, it feels like when I'm looking at these two cards blended together, there could be an opportunity for us to sort of gain some understanding in the early part of the week, and then from that understanding in the mid part of the week, make clear-cut decisions towards where we want to be and how we want to get there. And that could be, when I say where we want to be, that could be in any given situation. That could be in a relationship. That could be at work. That could be in our home life or our day-to-day life. Making these decisions and really looking at things from a more analytical space, even though the Queen doesn't give up her emotions, right? But she doesn't allow her emotions to fully lead her. There's a clarity to her that allows her to make clear, distinct decisions from knowing the truth and from being aware. And we learn that truth in the early part of the week with the Hermit as our lead card. That truth may be internal just to us, but then it allows us to open up decisions that begin to sort of formulate our path to the future. The reason why I bring that in here is because it looks to me like she's looking to the horizon. So for me, it feels like the decisions we make now could profoundly affect and lead us towards where we want to go. So keep that in mind. I think that we should be, well in a position to weigh things fairly, to look at things clearly, and to begin to sort of make cuts where they may need to be or changes where they may need to be, whether we enjoy doing it or not. Does that make sense? There's sort of like a quiet strength between her and this Hermit in the early part, in the midweek. And then the last card for the week is the Two of Cups. So I'm not mad at this card at all showing up at the end of the week. To me, this card indicates love. Twos indicate relationships ultimately, right? But sometimes I think that they can also represent the relationship to the self. And I think that when I see the Hermit in the early part of the week, I think that there's an awareness or an understanding in the solitariness of the Hermit that we come into contact with. And from that, we're able to rise up to the position of the Queen of Swords, where we can look at things a little bit more analytically and to begin to make changes to move ourselves towards a better positioned future. And we're able to see that clearly, truthfully, honestly, right? Those would all be qualities of both of those cards. From that, I feel like this Two of Cups comes out. And the cups is obviously the element of water and the realm of the emotions. To me, it's like pouring forth who we truly are, what we truly are, appreciating that, not fearing that, not hiding that, allowing ourselves to be that, even if it's only just with ourselves, right? But hopefully finding that true appreciation for ourselves. We can also, for some of you, this could be us finding truth and love within somebody else, right? Because the Two of Cups is about two people sort of coming together and appreciating one another as equals. And so if some of you are entering into realizations around a person that might be either romantic or, at least based in appreciation, certainly that would be this Two of Cups energy. Whatever this represents for you, I think that ultimately the week ends out on a high note of feeling emotionally connected, appreciated, and loved, whether that's coming from yourself or, maybe coming from others or the environment around us. This Two of Cups would indicate that the clarity that the Queen of Swords has and the honesty or the awareness that the Hermit has will be appreciated by the end of the week, even if it's only just by ourselves, like we're the ones that are appreciating it, right? We see that in the Two of Cups. So allow yourself, there's also sort of an emotional awareness that happens in the Two of Cups. Even if it is only internal and within ourselves, there is an emotional awareness that steps forth, and the focus should be on appreciating and accepting of ourselves, and then we can, allow that acceptance to kind of permeate into other relationships around us. There's more of sort of a peace going on here. There's certainly, that would kind of be the peace, that would be sort of a theme that I see sort of blending through these three cards too. The Hermit would be about finding spiritual awareness, understanding, and thus peace and stability. The Queen of Swords would be about intellectual or mental stability and being able to balance those emotions with her thoughts and take those thoughts and begin to make decisions to lead her in a sort of correct and measured direction. And then the Two of Cups would be about finding that balance emotionally and that peace within our emotional connection to either ourselves or to others. So this could be a very beautiful week for all of us. So be aware of that. And then, wow. Okay. 1111, messages in the numbers. Look at the water and light that pours forth from the heart of this, sort of waterfall spirit. That just, it kind of reminds me of that Queen of Cups that we saw last week. Be aware of the signs. Be aware of where we connect in. I think that with the Hermit and the Two of Cups, the Queen of Swords in the middle, she's a little bit analytical. That's fine. But I think that she's intelligent, and she's also still emotionally connected to that water energy of her emotions. And when I see that waterfall pouring forth from that gentleman's chest there, to me, it is about allowing our flow, our emotional self, our heart to shine this week. Even if it's just, again, like amongst ourselves, because that Hermit does indicate a little bit of being by ourselves or exploring or searching amongst ourselves in the beginning of the week. There's some power in that. There's a connectedness that we're hopefully going to experience by week's end through that Two of Cups and through this 1111 messages in the numbers that helps us to radiate who we truly are, the light that is within. And we find that light with that Hermit in the beginning of the week. And then we sort of process and analyze that light with the Queen of Swords. And then we assimilate it, right? And then we really bring it forth with the Two of Cups. So let me read 1111. And that's card number 11, which is a number that is a master number. It does not get... in numerology, it doesn't get added down to a 2. It stays 11. So the universe is speaking to you through numbers. From 1111 on your phone to the repeating number patterns that catch your eye, information is being transmitted from the creative universal intelligence into your cellular awareness. You may feel energetic healing as you receive these transmissions of number frequencies. So pay attention to the signs. It may be through numbers. Certainly this is what this card is saying. But I also feel like there's a connectedness that he's experiencing in that card that also is very similar to that Two of Cups image, right? Where both are sort of pouring forth who and what they truly are. So allow that to come forth through you this week. The invocation is, I give thanks for the messages, energetic healing, support, and encouragement given to me now and always through unconditional love. I give permission to unconditional love to heal my body, mind, and soul through the healing frequencies of the numbers. May all beings feel the love and guiding intelligence of this supportive, nurturing universe. Through loving grace and my own free will, so be it. So, be connected, basically, is the message. Let's look at the grounding stone. And the grounding stone this week is family. So when I think of family, obviously there is our own personal family, but I think of, when I look at these cards too, how do we connect into our larger family, that of the planet, that, sort of the the interconnectedness of the greater collective, right? Looking at things in that regard, where we can connect to them through not only our own emotions, but through our own spirit and through our own intelligence this week. Family can have a bit of a sour connotation for some people, or be a bit of a trigger for some people, but I think there's also the family of one's choosing. And so we get to make that choice every day. Do we want to be a part of, or do we want to be separated from? And I think that this week is about learning how to adjust ourselves so that we can be more in tune with that and understand that we're probably more connected and more alike than we are actually different. And I'm talking about not only just our family members, but also, strangers. All of us are connected at a spiritual level, whether we realize that or not. So keeping that in mind and making that the focus of where our connectedness falls, and how we kind of plug in this week is going to be key and important. It's going to allow appreciation for us and for others, and it should be pretty profound and impactful. I'm excited for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's your forecast. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Tomorrow. Take care. Bye.